Bentornati, welcome back everyone. Well, many of us would admit to having a love affair with Italy, but Terence Wallis took it one step further, admitting his truth, and took his love of photography and took that to share with us his love of Italy with the world with this coffee table book called Una Storia D'amore. I'm very pleased to have with me author and photographer Terence Wallis joining us today. Thanks so much for joining us
today. Thanks, Andrea.
So this love affair with Italy, but before we get to that, I mean, you are going back a little bit. You're Australian,
yes,
born and raised in Australia. Mm-hmm. How did you get here?
I decided to throw caution to the wind and become a backpacker back in the early 80s, and I set off on a year-long trek around the world, and Italy became my second home. It just felt right from the moment I first stepped foot on the country. So
you were saying you've been to Italy about over 20-something times. So your first time, you remember that first time you walked there, you set your feet on Italian soil?
There was something about the air, and it still strikes me to this day, even when I get off the plane, when I go back and visit. My first breath of air in Italy, there's something about the texture of the air I can't explain. There's a smell, a feel, there's something to it that keeps bringing me back and draws me in.
But what's interesting in your story is, so you have this, you fall in love with the country, and you go back over the course of your years, and you document this. But you were doing something else in terms of profession. I mean, especially when we talk about this book, we discover that you're not a professional photographer. No. You are just someone who likes to take pictures, and what you see through the lens is what you captured. But before that, what were you doing?
So I was a management consultant with one of the big firms. I was a partner with that firm, and I'd worked hard to make my way up the corporate ladder, like many of us. And one day I had an epiphany that I'd got it all wrong.
So what was wrong? What was going to make it right?
To live an authentic life, and to follow my art, and follow my passions, and do the things that I really wanted to do. And so I decided in 2014 that I was going to do that, and I decided to create my own company, and work around being a writer, an author, photographer. I do a lot of public speaking, and I still do some technical consulting as well. So it's a real mix, but it's on my terms, with the foundation of being flexible, so that I can spend time with my teens and to live that life that I want to do and last.
A lot of us would relate to that, where we think, okay, we want to live this authentic life, and we're in this, the daily grind, and you think, well, there's something. How did you what was it that stopped you from fearing the unknown and taking that leap that maybe we can hold on to?
Yeah, it's my dad was diagnosed with terminal brain cancer in 2010. He died in early 2011, and I just felt like I wasn't living my life the way that I really wanted to live. And so from there, it took a few years of navel gazing and thinking about how could I actually make this work. And then I just had to take the leap. I took the leap of faith, and I knew that I could survive. I was always a survivor and being able to find work and do the things that I wanted to do. And so at that point, I talked to my kids, and
they're like, go for it, Dad.
They did.
Go for it, Dad. And then, well, with that, you have now your second book, Una Storia D'amore. So what can you tell us about this book? I mean, the photos, like I said, it's interesting because this is just someone who loves taking pictures over the course of over 20 years.
Yes.
Where did it take you in Italy? Where did you go?
Yeah,
make us jealous.
So I actually have a lot of friends now around Lake Como, and so I stay in a little village called San Giovanni di Bellagio. It's about 2 kilometers from Bellagio, and just a medieval fishing village. And I've made friends there, and I go back there and I rent an apartment, and I feel like I'm a part of the sort of fabric of the little town. So that's my starting point, and I use that as my home base, and then I travel from there. So whether it's to Liguria, to Camogli, or in fact this week I wrote a weekly blog. This week I wrote about my 5 top off the beaten path places to visit, little towns like Assisi and Camogli and Cortona and San Giovanni. So there's every part of Italy has its own charm and its own soundtrack to the feel of the little towns and things like that.
So what do you want us to take away from this book when we look at it? I mean, what do you want us to, I mean, aside from wanting to hop on a plane immediately, what else do you want us to take away from this?
I just think that Italy is just full of innate beauty, and it's this. I learned from my friends in Italy. It's all about slow travel. It's about taking an authentic life and taking your time. And so for me, that would be the thing I'd take. So as you read this book and flip through the pages, take your time and really enjoy the moment.
That's right, and that's why I think it makes sense that it's a coffee table book.
Yes, exactly.
It's perfect sense.
Yeah.
When Storia D'amore, you're going to have your release date on April the 19th. You can join Terence, you can meet Terence, and you can have a look at the book at the Drake Cafe on April the 19th.
Yes.
For more information, you can give us, send us an email here at chintv@chinradio.com, and we will connect you with all the information you need to also get there as well. But again, April 19th at the Drake. Thanks so much for joining us today, Terence. I have to tell you, you have no choice but to make another book because you didn't visit Puglia yet. He has to go to Bari, and then, all right, and then we'll talk again. Okay, very good. It's done.
Thank you.
Another one in the works. We're going to take a short break right now with Andrea Bocelli, and this is Con te partirò, and we'll be right back. Thanks, Terence.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.